I went to Bangkok in Thailand for a holiday and I wasn't expecting to do anything watch related, but during my adventures, I stumbled across some watches, I found a Seiko service center that was nearby, and I attended a watch expo that was just starting as I was getting ready to leave the country. So I thought I'd record some footage and share it with you all. Now keep in mind, none of this was planned, which made the trip all the more fun, and documenting this journey is a way for me to reflect back on my experience and personal watch collecting journey in general. As I was exploring Bangkok, I spotted a Seiko service center, and with Seiko being so big in Thailand, the curiosity got the better of me and I had to go in to check it out. This place was about a 10 to 15 minute walk from where I was staying, so it was very convenient and quite cool knowing it was so close. It was like the world knew I wanted to be around watches. From the outside, there were windows which you could peek into to see the watchmakers working away at timepieces, and the building looked quite grand, wrapping around the corner with an array of signage. Stepping inside, I was pleasantly surprised to find a boutique-like layout showcasing models from Seiko 5 all the way to Grand Seiko, as well as wall clocks, desk clocks and Alba watches, a sub-brand of Seiko. Granted, the selection of watches wasn't the largest, so don't expect to find every model available, but they did have some timepieces I hadn't seen in person yet, which was awesome to see. One display which really caught my attention was one made for the Seiko Save the Forest Bamboo Grove Thailand Limited Edition, reference SPB 435. Now, I did see this watch beforehand at a different Seiko AD in Central World, which I unfortunately didn't record, but shortly after leaving this Seiko service center, I was convinced I wanted this watch. Now I made my way to Central Rama 9 for some food and walked around the shopping mall to look for some souvenirs, and that's when I saw Robinson's, a multi-level store housing a variety of brands and products, one of them being Seiko. They had some unique limited edition watches on showcase, and I particularly liked this Seiko Monster with its frost-like dial and its use of a variety of colors on the bezel and minute track, but I also saw the Bamboo Grove Limited Edition watch. This was now the third time I'd see this watch, and having already made up my mind back at the service center, I decided to pull the trigger. Everything just seemed to make sense. Green is my favorite color. Green is the color of the dial. I was in Thailand at the time. This is a Thailand limited edition watch, and myself and Thailand as a whole are a fan of Seiko, and this is a Seiko. It was a great opportunity to grab something which represented my trip here, and I'm so glad I was able to acquire it. With the watch in my possession and nearing the end of my trip, I felt satisfied knowing I'd scored a timepiece with meaning attached. It was more than just a watch at this point. It was a symbol and physical manifestation of my time in Thailand, and that's when I caught wind of a watch expo, specifically the Siam Paragon Watch and Jewellery Expo, which started on the day I got my watch, which was coincidentally my last night before my flight. One train ride later, and I was there. Now, at this point, it was around 8 PM, but they were open until 10 PM, so I still had some time to check it out. Being the first day and being so late into the day, there weren't that many people, which was perfect for me, as I got to have a more intimate experience with each booth. The whole expo had a very casual feeling to it. It was completely free of charge. You could walk in and out of booths freely, try things on, and even make purchases if you wanted, along with special discounts limited to the expo. Each booth was set up nicely and decorated in a way which helped to express what each brand was all about, really showcasing and telling their stories more so than selling. There were models from Watches and Wonders featured here and watches I'd never seen in person, so the whole experience was well worth it, especially since I got my hands on a watch I was interested in looking at back in Australia, but they sold out faster than I anticipated, and it was this watch right here. the Grand Seiko Limited Edition SBGC 275 with its red dial. I really wanted to see this piece in person because of its new dial technology, and it was absolutely incredible and available to purchase. Now, I didn't get the opportunity to see everything that would be on offer at the Expo because some brands were still setting up, which I was a little sad about because Seiko Thailand had released a teaser earlier in the day on their Instagram about the last Zimbei model being showcased, which is where I found out about this event in the first place. But the Seiko booth wasn't quite ready yet and was the one I wanted to visit the most. Regardless, I had a blast visiting the available booths, and it was great discovering brands I'd seen online and now had the opportunity to see in person. The expo wasn't just placed in some random space either. It was located in a large shopping mall, so if you got bored of the expo, you could walk around and check out the other shops or grab a bite to eat and come back. Overall, I was really surprised with my experience in Thailand. They have some amazing watches on offer, and it was the first time I'd ever heard of and been to the Siam Paragon Watch Expo. And while I didn't intend to see any watches or attend any events, it just sort of happened. I guess I was in the right place at the right time, which contrasts my experience in Japan, where I was actively seeking out watches. I know this isn't the type of video I usually make, but if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and let me know if you've had a similar experience. I hope you all have a great day and consider subscribing for more watch content. I'll see you in the next one.